Hi, Bill here, and today I'll be reviewing Altimites DX Voltron Defender of the Universe Fully Transformable Line Force figure. Now it says there this is not a toy for the adult collector. It is there, it is there. It's by Toy Nami. There's a picture of him there. There's the this trailer for Voltron on the side there. So Transformable, and along the side there you get them there. Includes all 5 lines for Voltron. Each mini pilot figures included with shield and sword accessories. It's there. I'll let you see the box there, and the back of the box is there. Yeah, it just says the same as what it said along the side. And you see it there with the sword and the shield. And the back there. Obviously it's a kind of deformed one with a huge head and a kind of thing with body, so it's also, that's why it's DX. So it's Altimites, or Altimites, however you pronounce it, Voltron. It's actually quite a good figure. I'll get it out of the box in a minute. And I actually got this from eBay, from this seller here, Megalopolis Collectibles. But so I want to thank that guy first. But I don't want to think with this guy down. But I did get it off at the time. I did get it off dear. I didn't check other retail sites for it, and you can actually get it off Kapow Toys a bit cheaper if you happen to be from the UK. You can actually get it from Kapow Toys a lot cheaper than well, a little bit cheaper than Megalopolis, because that was from America, and on top of that I had a customs charge to pay for that, so that added to the cost as well. So I mean, you may want to go the Kapow Toys route if you're from the UK, if you like the look of this figure after seeing this review of it, and you might want to get it, but go through to Kapow Toys. It's, if you go through this American, it will cost you a little bit more. And at the time, if you don't do your homework with where to get these figures online and shop around, then you end up paying more for what you're wanting, don't you? So I'm just putting that out. I'm not putting this guy down. I'm sure he's got a lot of good stuff. Definitely go and check his stuff out, but do be aware that you can find this figure cheaper than what this eBay seller is selling it for. So, like Kapow Toys, you may not want to, splash out that little extra money. You may want to splash out a little less money for the same figure. Okay, so that's just a little thing about that. Okay, I'm not going to go on because it feels like I'm thinking this guy down, and he might have a lot of good stuff on there. So definitely check this guy out. Okay, if this guy's watching, thanks very much for the thing. I'm not putting you down, but people, everybody's different. Some might not want to pay as much for this figure as what you happen to be selling it for. It's just the way the world works. That's just what people are like. But definitely check this guy's stuff out on eBay. Okay, right, that's that. And now on to the figure. So that's it there. I've showed you all the box. So without further ado, I'll get them out of the box and show you them. Open up. Okay, give me a sec. And there they are there out of the box. As you can see, you get little figurines there. I'll try and hold one up. I hope that focuses in. Is that going to focus in? No, it's not going to focus in. Let me try and focus this in. There they are there. So that's a little pilots there. They're all the same type, different colour, so I'll just show the one off, because there's no difference in each of them. They're just the same mould but different colours. Okay, there's no difference in the mould. So there we are. In fact, I'll bring another one up to show you. they're just the same mould. If I can get them lined up, see, exact same, no difference in the moulds. They're not doing anything different, they're not holding their arms differently or anything like that. Exact same. So that's the pilots sculpted. Yeah, I pity they're not painted a bit better. They're just totally pink all over. They could have done with a little bit more paint ups on them to distinguish different features on the. But you get what you pay for, I guess. So there we go. Okay, so that's them. They're all the same. And of course you get the Voltron thing is, whoops. As I mean, they actually just look like dogs. I know they're supposed to be wolves or something, but they look more like dogs. They do have a lot of articulation on them. You can't open the mouth. Now you do have the face, so you say, well, what use is that if his face keeps popping out, the Voltron face? We can actually lift it up like that. Hope I'm not breaking it. You can actually lift it up like that, right? And hide the face, and you can still open the jaws and not tell the face is there. Okay, so you can still do that. It will follow that down, and you'll just have to push it back up. It won't stay up like that, unfortunately, the face. So that's what I probably have with that. Articulation, they can rotate his head right round, they can lower the thing with his head up. That leg moves a little bit. The leg moves back and forth and that toe moves. It doesn't rotate that way. The rear ones do, but that's because it forms the arms of Voltron. The legs move back and forth. It can move in and out because it's in a ball joint. It moves that like that. And the foot can move back and forth. And it can bend at the knee as well. And the same, it can rotate like that one. So you can rotate right round like that. But like I said, and of course the body can rotate and all, but again that's for transformation to Voltron purposes, and the tail can move up and down, and these bits can come in and out, but they're the kind of wings, and they open up like that again to go to Voltron transformation purposes. So that's that. They also have the cockpit for the pilots to fit in right there, so they'll fit in right there. They don't stay in there very well, they'll just kind of rattle around in there. So, but that's where you put the pilots. Here in this mode, I don't know if you can still put them in there in each of them while it's in Voltron mode. And that's that. There's the ball port for the arms of Voltron, because it's a big ball joint you stick in there. It's supposed to be very stiff. I've seen other video reviews of this figure. It's supposed to be very stiff, and trying to get it back out, you end up feels as if you're going to break the ball joint off its fixture. But I don't know if there's ways to loosen that up. You don't want it too loose, you'll end up with floppy arms, but a way to kind of loosen it so that you can take it apart again. And that obviously moves down like that for transformation purposes to Voltron, so the head does move right round, and so does the body. So, and these move too. So quite good articulation on these figures. The plastic's kind of like even though it says it's not a toy, it feels like a very kid's toy kind of plastic. Now all these are the same. Well, I'll just show one of the leg, one of the arm, because you obviously going to get the same in that, aren't you, for each of the arms and legs. So this is obviously an arm, I think it's an arm, and it opens like that. The head moves side to side. Again, these open, you just pull the ears back and you put the pilot in there. Because it forms the arm, it's got two rotational points there and there, and it can bend there, but again that's because it's an arm joint for Voltron. There's a ball joint there that fits into the arm socket, and it's got the wee tail there, and the legs just have two articulation points there, like that. But you can fold them away, the legs, again it folds away like that, and that's quite cool. So even though the wolves themselves, or whatever they're supposed to be, they look like little dogs to me, but they can be wolves, whatever. What was I going to say? They've got very good articulation on their own, not just when it's in Voltron mode. And I'll show you a leg. There's a leg there, it moves the same as the rest do. You can close and open them and move them up back and forth. The head moves back and forth. You can open the jaws up like that, and I think this bit comes up. Trying to get this up can be a bother, but it's supposed to open up to fit the pilot in there. You end up scratching the paintwork if you do that, but try to get the thing open. There it is. It opens up like that, and you can close that, and the head can rotate like that, and it's in a kind of a ball joint, and the legs move back and forth independently, as you can imagine. No body movement on this one because it's a leg. I think that's a big joint there that will swerve right round, and that will form the foot. So that's the only other rotational movement it has in it. Articulation point it has in it. It just moves that back, but there's no, it doesn't rotate in the middle of the body like it does for the arms. And that's that. Obviously the green and the yellow are the same as the blue and the red that I showed for the arm and the leg. Okay, so there's no difference in articulation and opening up of the cockpit and the mouse and any articulation that I showed off there. Okay, so it's just the exact same. Okay, so that's that. And I showed them off. So without further ado, let's try and get it into its Voltron mode. Actually, I missed a step. Before that, I'll show off the sword and the shield that you get with it. There's the sword there. Quite a nice looking sword. Obviously it'll grip it, and it has a port there. You can hold it in. There'll be somewhere on it you can hold it when I get it into Voltron mode. So there it is there. Quite nice plastic, shiny plastic. It's not chrome, it's just kind of shiny plastic. A shiny metallic paint on the plastic. And that's that, and the shield. There's a shield there. Kind of star effect, and hold it there. I thought that could collapse over and down, but it just sits up there. Looks as if you take that middle bit out, but I don't know. I don't want to force it and break it in case it's glued in there. It's glued on in there, so. But yeah, there's that, and there's a little peg at the side for clipping it onto wherever you clip it onto whatever arm, whatever it is on the arm that you clip it onto. So there we go. We'll get to it, I'm sure. So that just shows them off, and of course, with every of these figures, even with Transformers ones that I've done, you get the instructions. There's the instructions there. There's Voltron, a picture of him holding his shield and his sword, and of course it shows you different modes and how to get it into these modes. There, okay, and how you open up the cockpit to put the pilot in. See, it says open the hatch door and the lion's head to put the pilot in. So it's quite straightforward. It's only one sheet, nothing in the back, so there's nothing that complicated about it. Okay, I'm sure it's quite straightforward. So there we go. It even explains it to you there. See, holding the back, take the head forward, and so even the written stuff's pretty straightforward when you read it. Okay, so that's all that tells you there. There it's there. So I'll try and do that. Okay, so without further ado, let's get on with it. So first thing you want to do is hold it up like that, rotate these down, these legs down. Now this is the bit you want to do. Fold these in like that. Hold on. No, don't fold these in. Don't fold these in yet, sorry. don't fold these in. Rotate this section. Oh, flip these up. Rotate this section, because this has some sort of clearance issues. If it doesn't clear, this bit needs to rotate round, or needs to fold away. But you have a clearance issue with this bit. That's the side that you can get the clearance issue on, with where the tail is. So remember that. Tail side up, move towards these to get the clearance, right? Not the front section or the side. Tail side to get the clearance. That's how you know, because if you get the yellow tail, you know you're right. So now you can fold these away. Fold these away like that. I think they're supposed to fold right away. I don't know if it does. Hold on. Maybe it just goes in like that. I don't know. Well, I think it must just go in like that, right? So that's that. Rotate this around, whoops, like that. So you've got part of the chest shield showing there. I should have actually rotated that first, because I rubbed it against there. Now what you would do is same with the other side. Rotate this round the other side. Make sure you get the yellow bit to get the clearance. Fold the foot away like that. Rotate this all the way around, and then you have the other side of the chest section showing. Rotate this around. Open the mouth. Voila, he's got his head. There's his head already there. You can have the head like that. There's a gap in there to fit it in there if you want. Rotate this right around, back to the front. Now for the legs, rotate the tail up like that. Open up the wings. Open them out like that. And have them up. And have it like that if you want. There's the wings there. That's the wings showing there. So you can have slight wings showing at the back. I don't know if you can angle them out better, because these bits get in the road. But that's the best I can do, actually. I can't seem to get them better because I hit against these bits at the back. So you have slight wings there. It'd be better if it was further out, but you having to come all the way back there to get them to come out. It doesn't look as good. So yeah, there is that little issue, I guess. Now with these, I'll have to see what I do with them. But that's him half in his Voltron mode right there. So you take an arm. Wait to see what arm that is. It'll go on that side according to the picture in the box. You fold fold these legs away like that. Fold them right up like that. Fold the legs away. They are quite stiff. And wait till I put that down. You fold that one up like that. Do the same with the other side. And you can have it like that. Hold on. And you can rotate that bit around like that. And rotate that around like that. And have that ball joint out like that. And put the tail down. Now to put it into its holder. It's quite stiff to fit it in there. I don't even know if we can get it in there. Oh, it's really stiff. I don't know how I'm going to get it in there. Oh, that's it in. It's really stiff. I think all video reviews of this figure say the exact same thing. It's really stiff, and with the plastic, I think you might stress it. It might pop back out. So whether you want to keep it in Voltron mode forever in a day, or what you want to do, is it's up to yourself. Now there is a peg hole there, so maybe that's where some of these things actually fit, and it does have a slight opening there, so maybe that's where the sword goes in, because there is a peg hole inside the mouth there, so you can peg the sword in there and close it over. I'll do that right now, actually, because it does fit in that hand. So just simply fit the sword over that, lower it, it'll peg into there automatically, because it's got that bit there, and close it over, and that's you. That's him holding his sword. And you get the other arm, if you can find it, and I'll do the same with it. I've lost these little pilots. Right, so let me do the same with this. Fold them up, as you've seen with the other ones. You know, it's the exact same transformation engineer as you do with the previous, with the other arm, so no difference. It's trying to get into that peg hole, it's really stiff. Oh, of course, lower the tail. Oh, it feels like you're going to break it. Oh, that's really stiff. That's it in. That was really, really stiff. So you will have that problem. It will be really stiff. You may not want to even attempt to take it back out of there, and just leave it as this Voltron. So you do that. Again, with a peg hole that side, you can see, and you can put the shield in there. The shield will go in there like that, clip into that peg hole if I can find the thing. There's a peg hole there, but I'm trying to, there it is, it's in there, and he's holding the shield. And these are very articulated. Now that wants to ride up, because there's no, it doesn't clip into any of that, so it wants to ride up because that joint is very, very stiff, and you can actually rotate like that. So there's half the figure already done. Now to move on to the feet. It looks like he's got tiny feet. You can just have him like that if you want, and get a really good comedy Voltron going. I don't even know if it will stand like that. I'll try and stand it like that. I don't know if it will stand. I don't think it will. Oh, it does. There, it's standing like that, see? It won't stand perfectly. If you shake it around or even bump the thing slightly, it'll fall over, but you can get a wee kind of comedy mid transformation of a thing. Now to come on to these, is how I get these into. And I think you've got to fold these feet away as well. I think you just fold them like that. I don't know how you fold these away, I'm not 100% sure. I think they must go up like that, and that one goes like that, or something like that anyway. Probably something like that anyway. I don't know if I've messed up or what. Then that goes round like that, and these form the feet, but the tail needs to be folded away in there like that. And it's to get them into there. I don't know how these actually go in, because they are supposed to clip in somewhere. Somehow, I don't know how they're supposed to clip in. I'm not 100% sure. I do know that they're supposed to clip in somehow. This could be. That's how you do it. you fold that back, it seems to get a better grip of whatever's in there. So I'll do that again. You fold that foot back and it seems to grip in that hole better. Don't ask me how. Oh, because the thing just come off. That's great. These things happen. Obviously there's a quality control issue with mine there. We'll try that again, okay? You push that in and it just friction's in there, and it's actually quite tight when it friction's in there. And you do the same with the other side. You fold that right back, that foot back, and it will friction into that hole. So you lower the tail, so the tail's all folded away. You lower these if you can. I think these just fit like that. Hold on to see where this one goes. I don't even know how you're supposed to put these. And you rotate this bit up like that, and that should just friction into there like the other one did. If we can. Or maybe that goes the other way, I don't know. Let me try that again. That was not frictioning in as well as the other one was. Why is this? Hold on. Let me try that. No, I don't think that's going to do it. Why is that? Because that was frictioning in, and this one doesn't want to friction in. Ah, there it goes. I just needed a bit of a. I just didn't have it in far enough, and that's it. That's him there, and these are swivel joints, so that you do have ankle tilt on them, because they do pivot, so you can get a range of motion. And that's him in his full mode. See, we did that on camera. It only took half an hour. Get that back a bit. And I'll show you. We'll get the pilots off to the side. I showed you them off anyway. I didn't show them in the thing, but you know you can just pop them in there if you need to. You can even pop them in there when it's in Voltron mode. Excuse me, a wee bit of a cold here. So that's him. You do get a lot of articulation. He does rotate at the waist for transformation purposes, but the tail will come out like that when you rotate the figure. You have to lower the tail. It will hit against the tail. The things on a ball joint. He can bend at the knees, so he can, and he does rotate at the upper part of the leg as well. So you do get some. It does want to come out. See, that wants to come out because it just frictions in there. But you can get some good poses with this guy, as the artwork in the box demonstrates. So yeah, really good figure. It does say it's not a toy, but the plastic, see, this wants to come popping out. It does have its little problems, like that wants to pop out. That one seems to be better, but this one keeps wanting to pop out. So it does have its little issues with it. But I suppose if you don't play around with it too much and leave it in a one position, you're not going to notice these problems. But yeah, the arms can only go so far up, they don't move, and they do rotate right round. The hand can rotate as well, like you saw when it was in line mode, singly, and that rotates, and it's in a ball joint, that you've got to put in there, which is really stiff, and it will rotate, but it does tend to move these about when you're rotating the ball joint, so it does have its little issues. The head can rotate as well. You can move it up to rotate it further, so it will look right up like that, and look down, and it can look round and round. You just put it back down into that cavity there. I'll straighten these up again. The other arm will do the same, it rotates around there and rotates at the hand, and it's got several points of articulation as well that I showed you when it was in wolf mode. And that's just likes to pop back out of there. This video will be twice as long as what it's supposed to be, because these things keep popping out. You know, you ever do these things and things don't behave the way you want them to. Right, so that's basically him. But yeah, there are problems. I mean, like the legs don't want to stay into the cavities. You know, you push them in there, the friction in, they don't want to stay in. This thing keeps wanting to pop back out of its hole as well. You get a lot of pilots. The trouble with the pilots is these cockpits tend to ride open because they're friction and all. They don't peg in, so they don't always stay closed. When you got it in there, it'll push it open with it rattling about. The face you can move away up if you want to have that when it's in line mode. Although they do look more like dogs in lines or whatever they're supposed to be. I mean, that looks like a Staffordshire Terrier because it's got that kind of small legs at the back and big at the front, even though it's supposed to be super deformed. It just looks more like a Staffy or a Staffordshire Terrier than it does a line, the big black one in the middle, when it's line mode. So, excuse me for this, got a wee bit of a cold here. So yeah, there's really nice painted apps on it as well. I'll try and get that in there. A really nice face on it. These and everything's all painted up, so it is really nice. So I suppose the collector's issue with that, but the plastic does just feel like a kid's toy, even though it says it's just for the adult collector in the box. It does feel like a kid's toy rather than I mean, originally I thought this was actually metal. It was going to be a metal. I think it probably would have been better if it was metal. But yeah, if you don't feel it paying through the nose for it, definitely go by Kapow Toys. Or if you be like me, if you want to pay more for it, and you probably won't feel like that when you get it, then see if you got a little one in the back there, and these wings fold away. So but it has a very nice articulation on it. That's what I will say. For a figure like this, you're getting very, very nice articulation for the kind of figure you're getting. But the plastic does feel like a kid's toy, even though it says it's not a kid's toy on the box. Well, it says it's not a toy on the box. Right, now give me a minute and I'll do a size comparison before I go. Okay, give me a sec. Right, here's a size comparison. I've got Combine the Wars Deluxe Prowl there, and I've got DX9's Hulky. So he's sort of somewhere in between these two sizes. He's bigger, slightly bigger than Deluxe, and he's slightly shorter than Hulky, just by a margin. So that's basically what scale range is in, if you want this figure. The other thing, unlike Combine the Wars, when I want to Combine the Wars, these, as you know with Voltron, only form the legs and these only form the arms. They can't rotate them round each other and forms the arms and legs like you do with Combine the Wars figures and Transformers. You have set legs and set arms. You can't put the arm where the leg is and the leg where the arm is. Unfortunately, with Voltron, it's not engineered that way. Unfortunately, so you have to make do with those being legs and those being arms. So that's basically it. But I think everybody knows Voltron understands that anyway. So it's definitely not something that I know with Combine the Wars. Most of your heads, you think, oh, why didn't they make it so they could, rotate the arms and the legs so you can make all the limbs so you can make it either an arm or a leg like Combine the Wars? Well, clearly they have it. I don't know with this new Voltron. This isn't a new one, by the way. This is just the Defender of the Universe. So I know the new Netflix Voltron. They might get mixed up thinking this is from that. It's not. This is an older figure that I got. This is from the. I think it's from an older series or older thingy. So it's not from the new Netflix. In case you're thinking that, there is these vinyl pop figures. There's one of them for the new series, but that's all that's out at the moment. I'm sure stuff will appear. I don't know if you can mix and thing with them. Make either one of them an arm and a leg. You know, you can make the arms or legs of each of those limb figures. But with this one, you can't. You're stuck with those being arms and those being legs. Okay, so if that doesn't suit you, then you don't need to get this figure if it suits you and you like Voltron. It's a nice little piece to add to your collection. Okay, so without further ado, I'll finish up here. So that has been, as you can see him there, and you get the little figures. I know they're all lined out as if they're dead, but they're not. So that has been Altimites DX Voltron Defender of the Universe. I think the Netflix is called something else there. It's a subheading of something else. It's not Defender of the Universe. That's how you can tell the difference. Fully transformable Line Force Voltron from Toy Nami. You can see there. It's Toy Nami. Okay, so like I said, if you don't want to pay through the nose for it and want it a bit cheaper for what you're getting, and you're from the UK like me, get it from Kapow Toys. Or if you want to pay more or see what that seller's selling on eBay, go to his site on eBay, okay? If you want to sell it, but you be warned, you might have to pay a customs charge to get this in if you happen to be in the UK and order that. And I'm sure you're not going to want to do that. You want to order it from Kapow Toys instead, and it'll be cheaper for you. But if you want the figure, it's up to you which way you want to buy it, or who you want to buy it from. That's up to you. I can't twist your arm up your back about that. But it's just to let you see this. Okay, this video, I'm rambling on as usual, as people know me now with my videos. And that's it. I just want to get that information out there so people have a clear understanding that they don't need to order from this eBay seller. You've got the choice of getting it cheaper from Kapow Toys. I was stupid enough at the time. I didn't do my homework. I should have done to look elsewhere for the figure. I would have found it cheaper in Kapow, but I didn't, and I had to pay through the nose because of it to get this figure. But it's a piece. It's really nice. I mean, it's got nice painted up arts on it, and articulation's quite high on it as well. So you're not going to go wrong. Yes, it's little niggles as you saw when I went along through the steps of the transformation there and showing bits and pieces off. You're going to get little niggles with these things, but apart from that, you know, it does shine through with the articulation and the paint arts. Obviously, it would have been better if some of it had been metal, because it does kind of fool you. It does look as if some of it's metal the way it's painted up. It does look as if it's metal, but it's not. It's all plastic. Okay. So, without further ado, I'll sign off. So that's me. Okay, thank you. There they are. Thanks very much. Bye for now.